Alright guys, we're back. So in the last episode, we completed this beautiful build right here. And in this episode, what we're going to be doing is I told you guys that we would probably be working on either another one of these builds, so in our beautiful area, or a redstone project. And I feel like I started this channel on redstone ideas, so that's kind of what I want to be doing. We have been building quite a lot recently. So in this episode, I have planned a mini game for in the minigame district, and what I'm going to be making is a Minecraft version of Tic Tac Toe, using redstone obviously, to basically fully control the game and to automatically turn your inputs into X's and O's in the game. And I have a spot for it just over there, because that's the minigame district. So yeah, that's what we're going to get started with. I'm going to go straight into a time lapse of me clearing the area, and then, yeah, we'll start building. So to start off, I had to dig a huge hole in the wall to actually fit most of the redstone that I'm planning to fit. This didn't take too long. I mean, I just set up a haste beacon and took about 20 minutes. My plan is to then get the redstone and do some terraforming on this area. But first, I had to set my redstone auto crafting system into full gear because I needed a ton of redstone for this. So I turned on the witch farm, I turned on all of our redstone splitters and auto crafters, and eventually, after about an hour, I had more than enough redstone for myself, and I also stocked up my shop a little bit more after this. And yeah, then we got started with building. So I'm using Lightmatic for this because it is quite a complicated redstone build for me to just, memorize. But basically what we're doing is we're setting up the control module basically, and then 9 of the pixels. Because it's tic-tac-toe, it has 9 pixels, so 9 squares that can display X or O. That's what I'm displaying with the copper bulbs. And yeah, I basically just have to copy the same general system 9 times, and then link them up with the main computing module basically. And this isn't too bad. It's just a bunch of what would be spaghetti redstone, but I have really simplified it by using rails. And I'm pretty happy with this design. It's quite compact and it works really fast, so I'm excited to have it fully finished. So yeah, it's looking good. And before we get to the rest of the video, I just wanted to point out that over 95% of you are not subscribed. So if you are watching this and you do like the content, please consider subscribing. It means a lot to me, and we're on our way to 700 is my next goal. So yeah, please subscribe. We have made some really nice progress. So I basically finished the redstone at this point. At least more or less. What I do still need to do is I need to go through this entire thing and just like unactivate some of these copper bulbs, because as I was building it, obviously the observers that are connected to these, they were constantly being like toggled, and what that was doing was, activating each of the pixels. So yeah, once I finished that, I still need to add some stuff to like dispensers and stuff, or to the droppers. So the droppers I'm using as like a one-way toggle. Bonk. Right over here. So those each need 1 item. So a little bit of a overview of how these things work. Each of these pixels is connected to that thing over there, the crafter. And what the crafter allows us to do is it allows us to select the exact pixel using this system that we want to basically change the state of. Now I have an auto flipper switch at the bottom that basically changes the X and O state automatically, so you can never, do 2 X's in a row, or 2 O's in a row as well. Basically, what that means is we have one main button to press to like activate it, and then we also have the auto crafter as our main like input. Okay, and the last one. So we put that page 12, and okay, I think all the pixels should be ready. I mean, I forgot, I haven't placed a block in these spots yet, so that would activate the bottom pixel. I guess I could do that with dirt. Then what I still need to do is put stuff in these droppers. So it's just one item. So this is our T flip-flop. Basically, what I'm using it for is I'm detecting when an item is in the topmost spot. No, okay, so I'm detecting when an item is in the topmost dropper. So that dropper only activates when the selected pixel is selected. So this system right here basically translates the autocrafter signal, which it takes all the way through here, into these sides. There's a basic default state, so when powered, the pixel would display that state. I think it might be O. I think that makes sense. Then when it gets a second update, which is from which it would get from this system, it would then also apply a value to this copper bulb, which would then, you know, change this entire system, which would basically activate the subtract mode, which would then go into that one and then change the redstone output of this system here, which would then display the other picture, basically, so the X instead of the O. And yeah, I also have a little mechanism here that either gives you an X or an O sound. So the O is the lower one, the X is the higher one. So this is still very temporary, obviously, as you can see. I just wanted to have it here so I can test it. But the way it works is the numerical value of the crafter corresponds to the number of the grid. So it goes from top left to bottom right, going to the right, of course. So if you want grid 3, it would be 1, 2, 3. That would be grid 3. If you want grid 7, it would be this one, because you count the first 6 and then that one. If you want grid 5, it'd be this one, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that basically corresponds to a value of the crafter. So we're not counting the exact spot. So this wouldn't be the middle one. This would be the first tile. So it's counting off number, not exact spot. To make it easier to anyone that wants to use this on the server, I would recommend just counting it like this. This would be the fourth spot, which would be, you know, the last one that you selected. But I mean, this would be, this would be the exact same slot, the fourth one, and in this orientation and in this orientation, because it all gives a signal strength of 4. So as you can see, still a 4, nothing changes, and that would correspond with this one. But yes, when you press this button, it automatically switches between X and O, like I mentioned. So we'll give it a try. As you can hear, that's an X, and it should, there you go, put an X in the first square. So now, let's say we're playing strategically, and we want to place it in the middle square. We would select the 5th square, which is the middle. You can hear the O, and then they'll switch between the X and the O. There you go, you have the O. Then, let's say we want to put it bottom left, number 7. You hear the X. There you go. Let's say this guy is trying to be sneaky and he wants to block the X. Places the O there. Nice, perfect. Then the X wants to block this guy. Nice. Okay, the pixel's working too. Okay, yeah, so we have 4 squares that are O, and then 5 because we started with X, so that makes sense. And then, once you're done with the game, or you lose or whatever, you press this button. Damn, that's always so satisfying, and it resets the game. So, I mean, the reset works for every single, you know, amount of squares as well. Let's say we just have 1 square, we can reset that too. Let's say, you know, someone wins in like 3 turns, then yeah, I mean, it resets. But I'm so happy with this game. It looks so cool. Nice. So I finished the exterior. I'm not entirely happy with the control panel, but it should do. It's not super insane, but honestly, like with the redstone that we had to hide, I wasn't really sure how I was supposed to hide it. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think that the pipe design was a cool idea. Not entirely sure about how it turned out with the terraforming, but I mean, with the amount of redstone that we had to hide, I think we did an alright job. Alright, so now we can actually test how it looks. And so I'm using shaders at the moment. Without, this is kind of how the game would look. So let's say I wanted something in the top square. You'd get an X in the top square, and you see it like it lights up very nicely because of the glass. Then we want an O here. Switches to an O. So it looks pretty cool, but with shaders, which is how I usually play the game. Wow. Okay, that is even better. So let's say we want an X down there. That is really cool. So if I fill this up, at least somewhat, and then reset it, that is such a cool looking animation. That's really nice. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Like I said, I do still need to work on this area a little bit. Terraforming wise, I am definitely not the best. I mean, this is nothing crazy. I do also still need to clean up my stuff down there. But for the most part, like, this is ready to be used, which is very nice. Now that I have finished my university course, I do think that I will have some more time to kind of plan this area out. And by the looks of it, everything is very spread out. So I might, for the people who are thinking of making more mini games, I might ask them to maybe fill up this empty space a little bit, like this area. But I'm also thinking, because I'm not the best at terraforming, it's just not one of my strong suits in this game. I am thinking of asking maybe Q, who is another member of the server. He does a terraforming service. If he has any suggestions, or if he even if he wants to help, I could just, you know, pay him to do it. But I am a little bit short on diamonds at the moment. But I mean, he always likes dirt and stone, so maybe we can strike up a deal or something. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. And for you Redstone fanatics out there, let me know if you want a separate video on how each of the modules work. I can basically show you how the Redstone contraption works, and I can probably put a world download out there when I do post that video. Alright guys, till next time, bye bye.